Please help me, buddy. Oh, it's so stupid. No. Oh, it's so stinking cold out here. Oh, where the heck is that? Where's that? Where are you? Come on. Oh, I make these things work. Okay. Oh, where's that? Where's the notes? You whack this thing. Okay. All right. Oh, gosh. All right. Heat. Come on. Heat. What? What was that? Come on. Heat. Stupid. You make this stuff work. What the? Freak. It's like an ape. It is huge. Oh, crap. Got it. Hide. Okay. I'm not supposed to have wood for this stuff. Why? Come on, stuff. Work. Magic, stupid magic. Why is this so complicated? Oh, mirrors. Oh, get this together. There we go. Oh, what the? Death? Is that you?
Hello, Jaime.
What are you doing here? You're not here for me, are you?
That depends on what you do next.
Seriously? Oh,
Nothing personal, my friend.
well, my life is personal to me.
Then I suggest you leave. Immediately. Because that Provosta has your scent. And you showed up during its mating season.
Oh, spit. Oh,
Yes. Do you have a port key?
yes. I have a port key.
Use it. Now.
Here we go. Take me back to the market. Now. Take me back to the market. Oh, that was the craziest. That was so crazy. That was such a stupid idea. Alright, I will record again after I get to the tavern and I change my pants. For the record, that was the dumbest thing I've ever done. I just hope and do location research like that. And how the heck does he do this alone?
So what did we learn? We learned that you should never touch things that don't belong to you. All right? If your parents haven't taught you that, that's what you should know. It doesn't matter who it belongs to. If it doesn't belong to you, don't touch it. Getting into Höbin's packages, it doesn't matter what my intent was. I know that I wanted to help him and to find him, but I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. And frankly, all I'm going to do is hurt myself. So I'm going to stay out of Höbin's business. And to top it all off, I come back here to the Roadkill Tavern and get a message saying, just drop things, let it go. I'll take care of it. I'll explain later. Really. I go through that trying to come and help you, Höbin, and I get a note of just drop it. Okay, so I'm going to let that go. I'm going to concentrate on, I am now here in the Roadkill Tavern. We have moved our podcast to a place that we can be comfortable, that we have a setup. I'm going to be grateful for what that is. And let's take a look at Season 2. This is our last episode for this season. And we've gone through actually quite a bit of change this season. We've gone over reader questions. I've really appreciated the questions that you've sent in. And if you have any questions, especially during this break between Season 2 and Season 3, please send your questions to hello@lifeoffiction.com. And send in your questions and we will answer them on the podcast. Next, we shared adventures in publishing. I know that we went over quite a bit when it comes to the setup of your own books, how to write your own stories. And we have more questions with that we will address over time. But we also went over quite a bit of world building. We talked about, with my son Simon, about the Dragon's Chasm. We've done advanced world building. And apparently you have a lot of questions concerning that. So we'll delve into that more next season as well. I really enjoyed spending that time with Simon on the Dragon's Chasm. And we're going to address more of that. There's interest on our side. We've wanted to expand upon that and explain that, especially as it comes up in the stories. Let's see, we had introductions with new characters. Well, you got to hear from Höbin. You got to hear Finley. You've met Death. Death. And there will be others. There's been requests that I have not touched upon that I think we're going to address in Season 3. People have been asking about commercials that were made back in 2005 and 2006 when we first started our podcast on Wanted Hero. And we've also done the how-tos. I like doing that. I like taking the time to hopefully empower you. If you write your own stories, if you're an artist, if you're just creative and trying to figure out how to create things of a fictional nature and get them out to readers or eyes or ears, out to the public, if there are ways that I have discovered to make that possible, I want to share those with you. We are living in the most amazing time. I know it feels often that there's just roadblocks, but can I convince you to trust me when I say there are far more opportunities than there are barriers right now? There are genius minds out there that are creating tools and platforms to make things available to you to be creative and share that talent with those around you. So I want you to feel very encouraged. And I'm going to do more research because I want to find those resources and give you that information, to give you those links in that direction so that you can make your own choice. You don't have to stand by and wait on various gatekeepers. They really don't have power anymore to stop you from being creative and sharing your talents with the world. And I think you should. I really think you should. I think that now is the time, more than ever before that good material, and I know that that's in the eye of the beholder. A lot of the time, that is in the eye of the beholder. I think we can benefit from good stories, good creative things that uplift and inspire and encourage in a world that's always trying to, kick us or to keep us down or to prevent us from growing and exploring aspects of our creativity, our mind, our, whatever your talent may be. Maybe this will translate over not just to writing. Maybe it will be audio. Maybe it's a way of you doing videos like animation. That's been talked about in my own home with my own family. I've got nieces, nephews, and children who are fascinated with animation. Back when I was a teenager, I graduated high school early, very early, at 15, with honors and a scholarship to college. And I didn't go. Why? Because I was beat up in high school, and I was not going to go from being beat up in high school to accepting a scholarship and getting beat up by the older kids in college because they had some misconception that I'm some super bright kid and intimidates them. That wasn't a thing. I just learned how school worked, and I got it done early. It's not that I was smarter than anyone else, but I wanted to learn animation myself. And there weren't the opportunities when I was 15 like there are now. I mean, the best example that I can give for anyone who's interested in the animation is if you get your hands on a really good iPad, get Procreate Dreams. It used to be, when I wanted to get into animation, the low-tier level for me to start participating was like $16,000 for the programs. And not to mention the expensive computer that I would have to have, built for me. It wasn't something you could really do at home for the most part. You really had to have a lot of money. Now you have an iPad, and with Procreate Dreams, it's like $20. You can start. You can learn. There are free resources online. So this is me telling you that there are opportunities and there are tools available to you right now to do this. I'm seeing a huge influx on Facebook of music and sound effects packages. The entry-level packages to create music or to create, these fictional dramas in audio form. Oh my goodness, there are so many opportunities out there. So I'd like to close this last podcast by answering a question that was presented to me the other day. And I was asked, where is the future of publishing going? I mentioned on lifeoffiction.com in Morning Coffee, which is a video that I do every Monday morning, free to everyone to come and see. And I give an update of what has happened during the previous week. And the last one that I did, I talked about a lot of conversations that are being had on the Substack platform, and arguments, actually, of people giving their opinion of where publishing is going. There are some that are on the side saying, publishing, it's going down the toilet. People aren't buying books anymore. You can't make money with books anymore. Then you have another side that says, well, you can do all these things and things haven't changed. Things are only getting better. And so I was asked, well, where do you stand on that? What's your view of all this arguing going on? And my view is this. I've never been a part of not only the traditional bubble, but even the indie author bubble, even though I am an independent author. I smiled and said, you need to understand, you've likely never heard of me. If you are listening to this podcast for the first time, chances are you have no idea who Jaime Buckley is. And here's the funny thing. It doesn't matter if you know who I am. It really doesn't. I'm not interested in any of you knowing who I am. What I am interested in is whether or not you know my stories, and that you hear about them, that you read them, or you participate with them, that you listen to them. And that might seem odd, but I am not the 20-something-year-old man that started this process. I don't care for the fame. I gave up on that a long time ago. What I have learned is that whether or not anyone knows who I am, my checks still cash. People are still buying my books. I still to this day cannot figure out why my very first novel spent 4 years on the first page of Amazon in its category, in the top 20 books in its category. 4 years on the front page. And I think at the end of 4 years, I think I had like 20, I don't even remember, like 27 or 29 reviews. Maybe it was 21. It was pathetic. So pathetic. And yet, here's the funny truth. My books were still selling. Just because you don't have a review doesn't mean that your books aren't going to sell. Now, if you have a lot of reviews, your books are going to sell a lot better. But I still had sales constantly. Am I famous? No. Am I a millionaire? No. But the thing is that people were still buying my books. And deposits were still being made into my bank account. So did it really matter that people know my name or that I'm famous? No. Do I need you to know who my name is? Only to find my books or my stories, for the most part. But no, I just want you to enjoy the world that I'm striving to build for you. And I'm going to suggest to you, creator, and anyone else out there that is a writer or wanting to become a published author, whether that's traditional or whether that's independent, just do it. Don't worry about what everyone else is thinking. Tell your story. There's always room for another good story. So just do it. People say that, well, people aren't buying books anymore. Well, that's not true. People are actually buying more books than they ever have before. It continues to grow. People who jump on and say, well, you should do printed books and forget digital. Digital's not. No, this has never been an issue between whether you should do print or whether you should do digital. The answer to this is yes, meaning you do both. And do audio too. This is not about the best version or not version. This is not about you choosing a type of format in which your book should be in. This is about you providing whatever it is that the reader wants so that they can partake of your story. That's the key. You should be making it available in any way, shape, or form possible. Because here's the thing. What if I only do printed books, but really my superfans, or maybe one specific superfan, is only interested in digital, and I miss them because I never put it in digital format? That's on me. So think about that. Consider that. Publishing is going to change. And one of the biggest changes that is occurring that you will see is that indie authors, not independents, indie authors are focusing more and more on the direct connection with their readers. That's a really good thing. I like having direct access to some of my favorite authors. I like being able to choose specifically what I want to read, what I want to partake of, what I want to recommend to my family and friends. And the landscape right now with publishing is going that route. A great example, and probably the most important example, is what is happening on the platform of Substack. This is where Life of Fiction exists. This is where I write everything for Wanted Hero that you can find at wantedhero.com, providing all of my stories week after week, chapter after chapter, to give directly to my subscribers, those who support me. And the way that this works is I cater to my readers. When you get a $7 a month subscription at Life of Fiction, or you can buy it for $77 a year and pay annually and save even more money, but you get access to everything that I write, all the books. You get to read it on an app, the Substack app, which is the smoothest, most wonderful reading app I've ever used. You can also listen to audio on there, and they continue to improve and add tools so that I can cater to my readers. I believe that, or a form of that, is going to be the future of publishing. Because how many books, well, I don't want to put it that way. You are going to have better access to your favorite authors. You are going to be able to find them and directly support them, give them the money instead of these large platforms like Amazon that really, okay, they're the big mega corporations. I'm not going to go rambling about this, but authors don't get paid as much as a lot of us believe we should. We want to give you our all, and you're going to be able to get our all for a lot less than you pay right now in traditional publishing, in the environment that is already set up right now. And so you're going to be able to interact and get to know your authors and, well, receive a heck of a lot more. Your money will go further in the future. That's what I believe. That's what I'm focusing on. So I hope you've enjoyed Season 2 of Life of Fiction. I've enjoyed producing these for you, and there's a lot more to come. This might sound a bit corny, but we're not going away. I'm learning how to do this and getting better at it and listening to the questions and the comments and the suggestions of you, my reader. And I'm glad that you're here. I want to encourage you to come to lifeoffiction.com if you're new. This is as close as you can get to a family-friendly atmosphere. I get a little weird sometimes, but that's just a thing. If you've enjoyed this show, tell a friend. I look forward to visiting with you again in Season 3. I'm going to take a little break in between these two seasons so that we can organize and schedule and get everything set up just the way we want. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So again, thank you, and remember, you are more than you think you are. And we will see you next time. Bye.